You know what's one pretty legit thing about like doing these YouTube videos? You guys never know if I'm wearing pants. Hey, what's up you guys? So it is finally the new year. I mean, I know it's been the new year for a while now, but it's finally the new year and I'm making a video. So, to start off this year, we're gonna do a story time. And what better story time than it to be one from the shithole year that was 2016. Yes. Today, I will be telling you story time of the time I got shot at. No, this is not clickbait, ladies and gentlemen. I actually got shot at. It may not be with a like real gun, but we'll get to that. Let's set the scene. It's about maybe 7:30 or 8:30 at night, and I've got two friends. You've seen them on this channel. My one friend Nicholas, who you can see in more recent videos, and my other friend Sanyi, who if you go back really far, you can see like one or two videos of him maybe? Can't remember. Either way, two of my best friends, I've known them since I was kids. It's been 13 solid years of friendships. Sometimes they like to show up to my house unannounced. Yes, I'm talking to you two. They like to show up to my house unannounced, and this was no other time than normal. I get a text, walk outside, or something to that effect. And I say, we talked about this, you cannot show up to my house unannounced. But here we are. They show up, I walk outside, I yell inside to my mom, I said I'm going on a walk with Sandy and Nicholas. She says whatever. So we leave. So we're walking around, it's nighttime, and for some reason, we decide that it'd be a good idea to go visit our old middle school. Now, middle school was a bitch. And I don't have the fondest memories of it. I'm pretty sure they don't have the fondest memories of it either. But there are like a few things that were pretty cool in middle school that we did miss, and we just thought, hey, why not? We just graduated high school this past year, and why don't we go visit our old middle school? So that's what we did. We were talking about how we were going to get there, and then Tianyi mentioned that we could go through an old path that we used to cross through a lot, which is basically through a bunch of woods. And I said, fuck that, so as I wasn't getting like fucking attacked. So we didn't go there. So we kind of just crossed the road, ran through traffic. We walked over to our old middle school. So the middle school, like the lights were on, so like because they're like janitors, I'm sure, like still in there and working and whatever, because it wasn't like super late. By the time we actually got to the middle school, it was probably only like 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. No, I'm pretty sure it was like 8:30. But either way, it really wasn't that late. We get to the school, and as soon as we get there, we start reminiscing, and here's where it turns into literally the scary movie cliche. It's a bunch of older guys like that are out of high school that are like, oh, let's go reminisce about the good old times. And that's what we were doing. We were walking around the middle school, and we start going into the field area, because like at our middle school we have this really big field, because also a soccer association uses our field for like all their soccer games and everything, so it's relatively large. There's no lights over there. It's honestly like the size of the football field, and then it's like got extra fields that go down and down. But in all of this field, like it's all dark, like there's no lights. So all we have is our cell phone lights, fucking millennials and shit. So yes, hi Simba. You can't see, but my dog's here. But yeah, so we have our fucking cell phone lights flashing, and that's the only thing that we've got to actually like see what's going on. We're walking, and I'm talking to Nicholas like, oh, do you remember like skipping? Do you remember skipping class and like hiding in the tree? Because there's this big ass fucking tree that like is in our field that's like got openings where you can like hide in it. So me and Nicholas used to skip class and like hide in there all the time. So we were talking about that, and like I said, we're all reminiscing, and then we turn a corner around the school. So like here's the school, we're walking down this like dark passageway, and then we turn another corner that's like kind of, it's like in light, but it's like that creepy like you're gonna die light, like that one fucking light that's over there. And we're like, why not go down there? Because down there is where a lot of the like middle school fights would happen. So we were like, oh, let's go down there. So we walked over there, we're reminiscing some more or whatever, and then we leave, and then I'm sorry for keep saying and then we turn again and we go down the darker area. So like literally where we're at right now, there is no lights. It is dark. The only thing we can see is like when we've got our flashlights in front of us, and it's like me, Sanyi, and Nicholas. So like we're all three in a line, right? And then I said something about these logs that were like sitting by one of the fences that enclosed another field. And I said, oh, do you remember when we used to get yelled at for like playing on those? And we were joking about that. And then apparently Sanyi heard like a bark or like some noise. And he said, did you hear that bark? And me and Nicholas look at each other like, what? Jesus Christ. Anyway, so me and Nicholas were like, didn't really hear it. I think Nicholas said he might have heard something, but he wasn't entirely sure. So I was like, that's not weird. And we just kept on walking because it's a fucking scary movie and shit. And if you hear a noise and only one of you hears it, and another one only maybe thinks they hear it, of course we're gonna continue to walk, because why the fuck not? Bright ideas, bright ideas. We continue to walk. And we get to a point in the field. I know I keep saying it's like dark, but we're there for a relatively long time, so it's getting darker as we're there. So we get to the end field that's like all the way down. You can still see the school behind us, but it's like a far way down from the school. And it's a big field and it's all pitch black, and we're joking saying like, oh, we know people that live like outside of this field. Like if you walk out, we know some people that live over there. And then fucking yeah, it was Nicholas, because me and Sandy were pissed. It was Nicholas. Nicholas turns and says, what's that? And I like lose my shit. I was like, fucking what? What's that? And Nicholas like points his fucking flashlight down there. He's like, I think I see someone. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. Shut the fuck up. And then he jump scares like fucking me and Sandy. And me and Sandy are like freaking the fuck out. We're like beating on Nick. I'm like, fuck you. And then, like, we hear something. Hey, so, like, quick little thing from editing. Michael, I forgot to mention that right before this, we actually, like, saw a car pull into the driveway. Or not driveway, but, like, a little parking lot that was over there. So that was also hella fucking creepy, because Nicholas had just said the thing was behind us, and then we saw a car. But anyway, back to the story. That's, like, kind of in front of us. But we're like fighting and like arguing like, fuck you, like, bitch, what if that actually was someone, blah. And then we hear a gunshot. I don't know if you guys have ever heard, like, know what a flare gun is, and if you know what a flare gun is, I don't know if you've like ever heard one go off or know how they go off. But when a flare gun goes off, it sounds like a gun. It sounds like a gun, and the way you have to shoot a flare gun, you have to shoot it up. So the way it goes up and then kind of like curves back down. But because of how you're shooting up and it comes almost straight back, not straight back down, but almost straight back down, where you're shooting from, it's only a few yards back from where that like is actually like it's gonna land, like the flare is gonna land. So the person that's shooting this is really close to where it's landing, because that's the point of a flare gun, so that you shoot it off, they see you, and then you're near it. So we hear a gunshot, and I'm like, holy fuck. And we like haul ass, and I saw this big red flash behind me, and I was like, what the fuck? And my brain's like, what the hell just happened? And honestly, because this was probably like I'm sorry. This was probably like 2 days before Christmas. So I was like, oh, maybe it's like fireworks originally. But then the light stayed on, kind of like a fire, because with a flare gun, the light stays on, because that's like the point of it. And I was like, well, that light's not going off. So I turned around and I saw, like, I didn't see it. I saw the like flare on the ground, and just like my brain was like, what the fuck? And then I like grabbed Sandy, like reached for him, we're hauling ass, and I've like got Sandy like this, hooked in this arm, and I'm like reaching over here for fucking Nicholas, trying to find his ass and like haul ass and run. We're fucking scared shitless because we just got fucking shot at by a fucking flare gun. Sorry for saying fuck, but fuck! We just got shot at by a fucking flare gun. And like I said, because of the way a flare gun works, you're very close to where that shooter is and where that fucking flare drops. So we're really close to this guy, and we don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. Or her, we don't fucking know. So we haul ass, all three of us are like together, hauling fucking ass up the way. I'm wearing a fucking binder, feeling like I'm gonna fucking pass the fuck out. My shoe almost fell off, and I swear to fucking God, my brain was like, if your shoe falls, you're fucking hauling ass, we'll buy you new shoes another time. But we're running, and we finally get back to the school, and we're like all fucking panting and out of breath. But at the school, the lights are on, so like if anyone came up to us, people would see us and know that we were there. So we sat down on like this bench that was at the school, and we're like, holy fuck, what was that? And we're like talking about it and like shit. I have anxiety, so like I'm scared shitless already, and I keep like looking in the direction of where we ran from, cause I'm fucking afraid this dude or like chick or whatever the fuck is gonna walk around and like shoot at us again. Like I know it's a fucking flare gun, but dude, that's like, who the fuck shoots off a fucking flare gun at a high school towards people? Because like it's dark, but we had our flashlights on. You could see that we were standing there. You could see that there were 3 people standing there and like talking. Like what the fuck? We try to relax, and we leave the school, and we like head back, and our fat selves, all our brains are thinking, we almost fucking died. I'm fucking hungry. So we have a Shell station that's really close to us. This is like the end of the story. So we go to Shell station, I have my money, I buy like us all snacks or whatever, but we're all relatively close. But Nicholas is the closest one to the Shell station, so we just go to Nick's house, and we kind of like lay back and like, shit, did that fucking really just happen? And we're eating our snacks and being fat and all this shit. Finally, we like calm down enough to like we whatever. Also, it's fucking freezing at this point. It's fucking 2 days before Christmas. It is fucking freezing outside. So we're like dying, panting, being fat, frozen. And then Nicholas won't let us inside because his parents are up and whatever. Either way, we end up like walking down to my house because like I said, we're all relatively close to each other. So we walk down to my house, and then we go inside my place, and we just like sit in my room, talk bullshit, and that's what happened. So yeah, but I'm alive, I'm still here, still kicking for another year. But yeah, so that was my story time today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry it was a lot of fucks and cussing and screaming and just whoo. But yeah, that was my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, and down below tell me if you've ever got shot at, or if you've ever heard a flare gun or seen a flare gun. I don't know. Well wishes to you guys in the new year. I love you all and hope you're having a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.